is animal cloning. I'm going to tell you why I chose this topic. The reason why I chose this topic is because I watch a lot of movies, and I'm a big Star Wars fan. I even have the shirt and everything. Look, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones is why I chose this topic. I wanted to know how different real cloning is to the cloning in Star Wars. What are clones, you may ask? Clones are organisms that have identical genetic material. In other words, their sequences of DNA are the same. Cloning can also happen naturally. For example, bacteria reproduces asexually and it makes identical copies of itself, so it's a clone. Another example are twins. Twins are clones of each other. There are three main types of cloning. The first type, molecular cloning. Molecular cloning focuses on making an identical copy of the DNA. This type of cloning is also called gene cloning. The second type of cloning is called organism cloning. Organism cloning involves making an identical copy of an entire organism. This type of cloning is also called reproductive cloning. The third type of cloning is called therapeutic cloning. Therapeutic cloning involves the cloning of human embryos for the production of stem cells. These cells could be used to treat diseases. The embryos will eventually die in this process. Now I'm going to talk about Dolly the sheep. You might have heard of her because she is one of the first mammals to be cloned. She was born to a Scottish black-faced surrogate mother on July the 5th, 1996. Dolly's white face was one of the first signs that she was a clone, because if she was genetically related to a surrogate mother, she would have a black face. On February 14, 2003, Dolly died because she had progressive lung disease and severe arthritis. This might suggest that clones are weaker against pathogens. Dolly has a life expectancy of 11 to 12 years, but she died at the age of 6.5. Now I'm going to show you how Dolly was cloned. The first step of cloning is to take a donor cell from the nucleus donor. Then starve the nucleus. Then take an egg cell from the egg donor. Then take out the nucleus from the egg cell. Then use an electric pulse to combine the nucleus with the empty egg. Then the egg should fertilize into an embryo. Then implant the embryo inside a surrogate mother. Then Dolly should be born. Here's the steps of cloning that I just talked about. Here's a little clip I made showing how animal cloning works. I'm going to tell you how cell nuclear transfer works. The first step is to take other cells from the nucleus donor. The second step is to starve them. Then you need to take an egg cell from the egg donor and remove the nucleus, so you end up with an empty egg cell. The next step is you electroshock the other cell with the empty egg so that they combine into a normal egg cell. Then you insert the egg cell into a sheep. Then the sheep will give birth to a clone. Yay! Now I'm going to talk about the pros and cons about cloning. One of the pros is that we can clone organs on animals then transplant it onto a human. Much of what researchers learn about human disease come from studying animal models, such as mice. Often animal models are genetically engineered to carry disease-causing mutations in their genes. Creating these transgenic animals is a time-intensive process that requires trial and error and several generations of breeding. Cloning could help reduce the time needed to make a transgenic animal model, and the result will be a population of genetically identical animals for studying. If you really want to, and if you have enough money, You could clone your beloved family pet, but don't assume that your clone will be exactly the same as the one you love. An individual is a product of more than its genes. The environment plays an important role in shaping the personality and many other traits. We can use cloning to bring back extinct animals, as long as we have a close relative that is needed for egg donation, and act as a surrogate mother. However, there are some cons to using cloning. The first con is that many religious people might think that this is unethical, and God is the only creator, not humans. Another con is cloning involves the process of creating identical genes. As such, there will be a lack of diversity in species. Scientists believe this lack of diversity will affect the organism's ability to adapt. Most of the time, cloning doesn't work. They fuse around 200 cells to make Dolly. Looking at this graph, we can clearly see that species are going extinct fast. I think the main reason why we should use cloning is to bring back extinct animals. Since us humans killed off so many species of organisms, it's time to do something about it. I think that cloning will be the perfect solution to saving many other organisms from going extinct. It's frightening but true. Our planet is now going through its 6th mass extinction of plants and animals. This is the greatest mass extinction since the dinosaurs. My opinion is that cloning is a great solution for this problem that we are facing. We can use cloning to bring back many extinct animals and save many that are still endangered. Thank you for listening to my presentation about animal cloning.